All right, this is like a rebuttal. Uh, Someone said that someone watched an older video and said I was complaining about the same things, about getting out of radios and complaining about Microsoft. Well, I changed the Microsoft problem to a certain degree. Now, this is my last radio that I bought. I was buying uh, a radio almost every month and restoring it. Sometimes a month and a half, but this is the last one. This is an NC 173, which has the same circuitry as an NC 57. It's just that it has it's got the flywheels. It's got well, the one NC 57 has the flywheel, but it has a filter to make the radio more narrow. It's got that, and basically, it's my last radio. So I said that. Now, as far as Microsoft went, I took out my RAM on my computer and I replaced it with four that were matched, same company, that were twice as much RAM. And that fixed the problem when I was working on the computer, maybe doing a video, and Windows decided to update. It would slow the computer down and my voice was going like that. Okay, fix that. Now, it doesn't fix the fact that I'll turn the computer on in the morning, go down to get something to eat, and I come back up, and instead of finishing loading Microsoft system and my browser and all that, it's stuck, and it says, would you like to upgrade to Windows 11? Right? So don't show me again. Don't show me again. Sometimes in the morning I come up, and Norton will decide to tell me it wants me to join LifeLock or whatever that stuff is. There's an ad, and it stopped my computer from loading. So I still have that problem now and then. But what you're looking at here is the radio's been upside down, and see this cup? This cup holds the felt. I have to cut the felt, and this was totally squashed. So little by little, I worked it with my favorite pliers and my favorite screwdriver and got it back up to where it can now hold the felt. And it's my last radio. And what happened was I realized that all the radios I was buying has the same basic circuit in there because it's an RCA patent. And if you there's a A88, something like that. There's 88 in the number and an A. It's the patent of RCA, and it's an RCA radio. It's 100 pounds. And that's what I originally, oh, it's got two tubes in the front end. Both of them are working. And other radios, like the one of the Hellcrafters, up in the thing, the two tubes in the front end aren't both on in the AM broadcast band, where they are on the the AA88. And they made some comment, it makes the radio too narrow. All right, that's sort of true. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is that Hellcrafters SX40 I redid, that has hi-fi on the AM broadcast band. So if there's a station you're listening to that plays oldies, you flip it to the hi-fi, and the IF gets wider, and the sound gets better, and it sounds like you're in an old car with the speaker. It's a certain sound. It's hi-fi, and so I have that. I have so many radios, but I start realizing after you're working on them, it's the same circuit. Now I couldn't remember the other day with this one. The guy put the drive for the band spread. Uh, it would be a disc, and he put the washer in the wrong place, and that was one problem. I fixed that. The other was the trimmer. If you watch the video, that was really hard to get at that trimmer for the antenna trim, and you have to move that whenever you change frequency, or it cuts the signal down a lot. But that's what that was. But there's so many things, people say, well, you didn't do this. I am doing it. I've made changes. You just don't see them. And why am I still doing videos on different radio stuff? That's over. That's the flywheel effect. I've been in it so many years, and I have so much experience. And when I go for a walk, I'll say, yeah, I did that one video, but I didn't add this, 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 and this. So then I go back and redo the video. And then people like it. It's got more information in it. And I always put some kind of story in it. that's my system. The other guys, the guy sits there with the bow tie. He's got a mint condition radio. He's holding it in his hand, and he's talking about it. He's going to restore this, or he needs videos to make money. I'm not monetized. I have enough people to get monetized, but it wouldn't be worth messing up my extra help of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, when you don't get a lot of money, they write you a letter and they say, look, tell us what you have in money. And they document it. And you send that in to them. And then they send a paper back and they say, how much of that money in your bank accounts is for your burial? And I wrote them back and I said, none of it. I hadn't made my burial plans yet. And they come back and they said, you could have up to, I think, $18,000 in the bank. And that'll, and you just say it's for your burial. It might not be true or not, but in other words, I didn't lie to them. And they pay some of my medical, my medical coverage, the supplement. They pay part of the supplement for me. They also pay almost all my taxes for the year for the house. Pennsylvania is a great state compared to New Jersey. So if I mess that up at all, or I start working, I have to work so many hours just to get to where I was with the extra help. You have to understand that, someone's giving you $2,000 a year, almost 2,000 years back. They're giving me over $2,000 worth of help. That's a lot of hours working just to break even. So you got to work all these hours just to get to where you were, and then work more hours to get ahead. So I'm like, you know what? I have enough money. And a lot of the problems was with money was I'd see a radio on eBay, and I'd look at my bank accounts, and I'd move money around, and I'd buy it. And then I had to put $50 or more worth of parts into it. And I just wanted to tell you, because people are going back looking at the videos saying, "Oh, you said the same thing a few years ago." I did get out of radios, but like I said, I could still do videos because as I'm cleaning up, putting parts away, I saw that bin. I have a plastic bin of tuning capacitors, variable capacitors. And I remembered I did do a video, but I can make the video better now because I'll add a couple stories to it. I'll add, I think I put the video, I put the tuning capacitor trick with the bolts. They may be too long. I also showed you a terminal strip that you got to watch out. You may not realize that there are some grounding posts on it, maybe not. So you might replace or put in the radio, and as you're looking in the radio, you're wiring wires to the terminals, not realizing one of those terminals is tied to ground. Or you think it's tied to ground, and it isn't. That's that. Then I went on and did Jesus' last name. And that has a lot of views because it's got a wide variety of subjects. And I keep it short. These other guys, they're brutal. I can't handle some other people's videos. First thing they want to do is tell you, please like the video. And they have an intro, please like the video, but this, and that. And then you get to the video, and then it's in the middle of it, besides the commercials from YouTube, this one guy I watched, he's got clothing commercials in the middle of his videos. And I'm like, this is getting ridiculous, And I have been spending less time on YouTube. That's the other thing. And one of my neighbors promised me a big box of videos yesterday. They didn't show up yet, but they were cleaning out a house, and the guy had a lot of videos. He died, and they're cleaning it out, and they found a lot of videos. And they were saying to me, he had a lot of adult videos. I said, yeah, that guy's single, right? Yeah. I said, that's normal. Well, yeah, they couldn't believe how many, you acquired them, and people give them to you. And I had I tell you, I had a video club at work, and the guys wanted adult videos. And so we had them. We'd go rent it, and I make a copy, or whatever. And then we had guys that would go up to the girls and say, oh, he watches all these adult movies. Meanwhile, the same kid is taking videos from me, going home at lunchtime at work. He'd sneak out, go home and watch a dirty video at home. And he was married. I won't say his name, but he always, he was a projector. He would always project on other people things he was guilty of. It's funny stuff. But I just want to, I have gotten out of radios. Yeah, I have to cut this, put this into here. It has to have some type of a cut in here so I can get through to turn that bolt. But I did the work on this thing, and it was a pain in the ass. Luckily, the person that had it, that got rid of it, recapped it, but they used the yellow caps, and they're known to go bad. So I could put this away, and then when I bring it out, it won't work. And that's where we're at. I'm like, you know, the parts lasted 50 years in the radio or more, and then you take them out, recap it, you put new, and the stuff you're putting in isn't as good as what you're taking out. But I just want to say, I have gotten out of radios. I've been doing more walking, and I've eaten less too. I'm back to eating less. I'm not on a diet. I just eat less. Like if I have tater tots, I'll give you an example. Tater tots. Got a bag of tater tots, and I would always eat 12 tater tots with the meal. Now it's down to like 8. All right. So when I eat the meal, I feel full. I don't feel stuffed. I feel full. And over time, if you notice, you start when life gets boring as you get older, you start to eat more, and and you're waiting around for lunchtime. What do you see when you retire? And I get some people to admit to stuff, and we laugh. We laugh. Yeah, you wait around for lunchtime. Oh yeah, especially if I got something good. Well, other people, no, I don't have that problem. We watch him. We watch the guy. He don't do nothing with his retirement. Then I went fishing. I went on this bit. He went fishing once, but every time you ask how his retirement's going, he tells you the same story again. And then once in a while, the wife will say, "You haven't gone fishing in 10 years." Yeah, yeah. There, the truth comes spilling out. But life is hilarious. And I'm still uh, looking at and trying to figure out if that trimmer cap or tuning cap for that channel master will come out. That's in between. See? Oh, so what happened that I am not working on the radios? Oh, okay. So we're at what are we at? Friday? All right. I had to mow the lawn. The first day that the lawn was dry, I mowed the lawn, and there was a weather warning for the quality of the air, and it was dank. And I'm allergic to both tree pollen and grass pollen. So I cut the lawn yesterday, and when I get in the backyard, there's something in with the grass that when I cut it, I don't sneeze anymore. I choke, I gag, I almost throw up. That's how bad my allergy for grass is getting. And I did the lawn, and then I come in, I cooled down, took a little nap, made my lunch, took a bigger nap, and then I did a load of wash. See, I'm by myself. I have to do everything. Now today, you say, well, what did you do today? Oh, I got up at 6 o'clock, and I walked over to Walmart. It's a mile and a half to Walmart, and I carried back over 20 pounds of food for the week. All right, a mile and a half. I know you say, well, anyway, well, I'm 73 years old. Carry just say 20 pounds in plastic bags, and they're cutting into your hand. Carry them for a mile and a half and put them away, throw your bags out. Then I just got back from a neighbor. They're having trouble with money, and they 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 got their garbage pickup canceled. So I wheel my garbage can over there because I'm only one person. They have like 4 people in the house. So twice a week, in some cases, I wheel my garbage can over there, and he puts his stuff that he's got on the side of the house. And I said, look, you don't want bags spilling out of your garbage on the side of the house. He could get written up by the HOA. So I've been bringing my garbage can over there. He fills it up. I bring it home. That's another thing I do. The other thing is putting my garbage out, bringing my garbage in, doing my bills, bringing the mail in. It's just, there's a lot of things you have to do every day when you're retired. See, when you're working, you have more energy, you're younger, and you come in out of the car, you get the mail, you bring the garbage can in, you do a whole bunch of things before you can even go in the house to put your dinner on. Now, in my case, I would snag dinner on the way home. So when someone else cooks your food, that gives you more time. Of course, you're eating crappier food, and it's not as good for you, and it's expensive, but it gives you more free time. So if you come home and you want to watch a movie, or you just want to relax, you can. But when you're retired, you slow down. What used to take you an hour to do might take you a day or more. You don't want to do it. Wait till you see this. You won't want to do it. You put stuff off because I don't want to do that. I'm retired. That's what you say to yourself. But all these jobs have to be done. It's like I made comments about Microsoft. So to fix it, I had to spend my time, do some reading, and say, okay, I don't have enough memory in there. I did when I first loaded Windows 10. Just go on eBay, pick the correct memory strips out, order them, get them. Then I have to open the computer up, unplug the old ones, plug the new ones in, power it up, make sure it all works, put the computer back, put all the wires on it. There's all these things you have to keep doing. The other thing I have to keep doing is my Foxfire. It gets loaded up with cookies because I go everywhere on the internet searching different terms. And a lot of websites aren't even maintained by the person anymore. It's a thing to try to sell you something. So I'm searching for, what was it the other day? That stupid trimmer cap, or tuning cap. And there are a few websites that mention the plastic type tuning caps, but most of the time it gives you references to what's on eBay. That's another bad thing. A lot of the websites you used to be able to find are being stonewalled by listings on eBay. So when you go looking for some information now, you end up with a link to eBay or a picture. At least you can tell, well, that's eBay, I'm not going there. But things are not as easy as you might think they are when they're retired. And you're tired, you're tired, man. And then there are days like today, it's going to go up to like 81. Well, it's almost to 80 right now, and then it's going to get up to 88, and it feels like it's going to be 98 because yesterday after I mowed the lawn, took a nap, I went over to the dollar store, and I bumped into a guy I haven't seen in several years. The last I saw him, he said if Trump didn't get elected, there was going to be riots. And he sort of called it all right, but now he thought Trump was going to fix everything. He's homeless. He gets the same amount of money as I get, Social Security wise, but he doesn't own a house. He owned buildings at one time, but he wasn't willing to bury his ego and sell two of them off to save one. All three of them got, the sheriff showed up, repossessed, whatever. I can't think of the word. But anyway, yeah, that's where he's at. He's heavy. He looks like Santa Claus. I spotted him sitting in my friend's truck. Went right over to him. And then he's asking me how I made it. I said, well, it's sketchy. But then he started talking. Can you believe what Trump's doing? And I didn't want to say, remember you when you thought he was going to fix everything? I see he's homeless. So the first thing that happened around here, when Trump got in business, everybody took the benches out. All your stores, there's no benches. So if you're an elderly person, you need to sit down. You're screwed. You have to have a car, and you go sit in the car. And that messes me up because, like I told you, my back went out, and there was nowhere for me to sit. A state trooper came over, and they drove me home. And, I have to work around all this stuff. My back never went out like that before. And then I told you the one week I was at the yard sale, and the guy says to me, the rain's forming over us. And I started running or walking fast. And I still got rained on. I got soaking wet. I went through water that was a foot deep in two different places. So there's a lot that's happened. And after that fiasco with Dad, the state trooper, falling in the mud in this other shortcut to go to the other store, I had a week that just like disappeared. I was numb. I was like, man, I keep having this bad luck. And as Red Foreman would say on That 60 Show, you don't have bad luck. You're a dumbass. Well, I was. I looked at the weather and map, and there was nothing on it. But what happened was there was a cold front and a warm front hit together over this area, and it formed rain. And it was real heavy. And it hasn't done something like that in 10 years. It poured. And it didn't pour everywhere in Lancaster. It poured where I was, okay? Because I call this area Shangri-La. We'll get rain here, but never like other parts. Well, that day, we got the heavy rain that was almost hail. And I got soaking wet. And I told you I fell in the mud. You know, the mud here has no stones in it. It's cow manure. It's cow shit. It's 200 years of cow shit. And when it rains, the ground, you can dig through it real easy. There's no big rocks in it because this is all farmland. So if you're going down a steep incline that doesn't have stairs, you're on Pennsylvania dirt or Lancaster dirt, and it just the grass, the weeds, and everything just come loose like a landslide, and there you go. And I fell down. I couldn't get back up. There was a fence. I grabbed onto the fence. I pulled myself up, and then my both my legs slid out from under me as I was holding the fence. That's how slippery the mud is here. And I once was on the highway, and there was a big puddle, but it was only like a half-inch deep, and it was all mud. They had a big rainstorm. All the mud just it was in this puddle on the highway, and I'm walking along at high speed. I hit that. I hit it. I went down, and my hands were in the traffic, and the cars were going by. They didn't even slow down. They didn't even slow down for me. There I was down on the ground. In the that would be, let's see, that'd be the right hand lane. Yeah, it's bing. And then I learned about the mud, but I still fell a second time, and now a third time. And I've been lucky I didn't break anything. But I just wanted to tell you, yeah, I did get away from radios. And you're seeing like a flywheel effect. As I'm putting parts away and bins, I'll hold something in my hand and go, I don't think I did a video on that. It doesn't matter if I do a rerun, as long as I jazz it up a little bit, put some stories into it, and some new thoughts. And the person might go back and find the original, but the original I would just keep it real short. And because I hate videos where you go in and the guy like teases you. He teases you. And there are videos, political ones and news ones, that what they list in the title is not in the video. So you go through the whole video, and then down below, a lot of times I'll check the comments. The guy goes, "It's not even in the video." The person reposts stuff. They flip it like in a mirror. They mirror the video, so the system doesn't pick up on the fact that it's copyrighted material. And you see something, you're like, "Oh, that happened," and you click on it, and it's not. It's fake. They just want that. They want that number. They want you to spend some time there so they can get paid money. I think that's it. All right, that's it. Oh, my feet are killing me. Oh, I was out there, 20 pounds of food at 6 o'clock in the morning.